Hi guys, very good evening to all the viewers of Money Control. I'm Karunya Rao and you've tuned in to Markets Weekly. We come back every Friday to get you the big trends of the market and talk about what lies ahead. And joining us today is Chandan Taparia from Motilal Oswal to talk technicals. Hi Chandan, thank you so much for joining in.
Hi, it's my pleasure to be with you.
Well, we rarely get an opportunity to interact with technical experts on the show, and our viewers eagerly await those instances where we do. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of audience engagement today as well. Please fire away your questions on our social media and YouTube as you watch the show live with Chandan and I. Chandan, but before we talk about what the viewers want to know, I want to understand what's happening in the markets right now from a technical standpoint. After going to multi-month lows, we've seen a very sharp revival from there. This week has been extremely positive. We've gained more than 2.5% for the benchmark index in this very week. So what lies ahead? Do you see the steady up move continue, or do you think there is some more pain, some more volatility in store?
Yes, first of all, the good part is that Nifty could manage to recover by more than 1,000 points from the recent lows. And we close positive on week basis after the weakness of last 4 weeks. However, still we are making lower highs, lower lows on the weekly scale. But already we have seen some bottom formation just couple of days back. Post the budget, the Nifty made high near to 17,777. And from that level, it drifted below 15,700, 15,650 kind of marks. But the good recovery was seen in last 3-4 trading session led by short covering and buying in selective heavyweights name. So we believe some volatile cues or bumpy ride could be seen in the market. But overall, we believe that base of the market is shifting higher. And some of the negativity which was seen earlier could take a pause and slow and steady. We can see the higher level. So as of now, if we talk in the numbers point of view, I believe that 16,350 could act as a major support to drive this momentum to a 17,000 to 17,250 kind of level. However, we have seen some cool down in the volatility. The India VIX, which was near to 30-32, has seen some decline towards 25. But till VIX doesn't go below 20, some sort of roller coaster ride could be there in the market. So one need to be ready for the same. But now I believe the stock specific action will be there with support by shifting higher to take the Nifty to us 17,000 to 17,200 marks.
We'll talk stocks as well, but before that, let's first address what's happening in Bank Nifty. Yesterday, phenomenal uptick seen there. And even, for the overall week, the journey has been quite steadily, the way it panned out has been quite steady. What do you foresee for Bank Nifty?
Yeah, so talking about the Bank Nifty index, Bank Nifty is down by around, up by around 0.5% in this week. But the good part is it could close positive after the weakness of last 4 weeks. Still, it is making lower highs, lower lows, but we have seen decent recovery from the major support of 32,000 zone. So it has seen some recovery. We are witnessing some negation of the negative price formations. The mechanical indicator like RSI and MACD is also turning and giving some buy crossover signal. And already we have seen a sharp decline in the Bank Nifty. If you notice in last 5 weeks, we have seen a correction from 39,400 to all the way to 32,000. So after the correction of 7,000 points, 2,000, 3,000 points short covering or the bounce back cannot be ruled out, and that already seen. So however, some underperformance could continue into the Bank Nifty, but somehow the support base is shifting higher. And we have major support near to 33,333. And because of that support, Bank Nifty can again attempt to us 36,500 level. So 33,333 can be utilized for buy on decline for 36,500 kind of rally. That is 2,000 points away from the current zone.
Chandan, yesterday we spoke to several fundamental analysts, and unanimously all of them were giving a thumbs up to lenders, to banks, especially the leading banking names in the private space. What is your view there? Any private sector lenders that you like right now? In fact, even public sector lenders for that matter. Any of them that look extremely strong on the charts?
See, when you use the word extremely strong, then I don't see there is the case in the BFSI segment. Because still I believe that banking stocks will underperform. Selective pharma, IT, FMCG, consumptions could be the leader in this momentum. So I believe underperformance will be there, but selective pocket will do well. So here the best pick could be SDFC Bank. However, this is a heavyweights name, moves less, but already we have seen some corrections, so it is getting some room from higher levels. So one can look for buying in HDFC Bank on any small decline. 1300 is the major support for the bounce towards 1500 zone. So this is the one pocket we have on radar. Apart from that, if you look at the price structure of the Axis Bank, still some weakness is there. Underperformance is clearly visible. ICICI Bank, however, witnessed recovery, but now 700 is key hurdle. So if it manages to surpass 700, then only we can see a bounce towards 730, 742 kind of level. So most of the private and the PSU banks are having the conditional trade as per the technical setup. But yes, if I have to pick the two name, I'll go with the HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank. But in PSU, SBI has better price formation. If someone is looking at the daily chart, just 2 days back it formed an eyelid reversal pattern, and that is the bullish formations. So such kind of formation after the sharp decline from higher levels clearly indicate that now buying interest could emerge. If you look at the harmonic pattern, some sort of bullish price formation is visible, and already the stock has seen the correction from 550 to 425. So now the base is shifting higher. 444 is the support to drive this move towards 500 to 505 in the SBI. So SBI, HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank could be three preferred names if you compare and have to be in the FSI banking financial segment.
Well, our viewers who are watching the show live right now want to know what is going to be the next big trend. What do you think is playing out in the markets right now? Anything that, a layperson or a retail investor is possibly missing out on?
Yeah, so I think it's one had to be with the stock specific. So like selective pharma counter could do well. We are witnessing the momentum after a long time. So one need to look at the selective pharma, whether you look at the Sun Pharma or the Cipla, these stocks are giving them multiple years, multiple months breakouts. So like for instance, Cipla, we are looking a move towards 1120 kind of level. Sun Pharma is also giving a consolidation breakout, and this is trading near to a 7-year high. So here also you can see a rally towards 950 to 980 kind of zone. Apart from that, whatever the global concerns are there, selective sugar counter could do well, whether you talk about Balrampur Chini or ethanol name. So Balrampur Chini we are having on radar. The stock can move towards 525, 550. One can also look at the fertilizer name, whether you talk about the Chambal or GSFC. So what I suggest here is likely to be a very stock specific market because FIs are still selling. That selling may take a pause, but DIs are continuously supporting. So index may see some sort of consolidation, but name, as I mentioned, like Cipla, Sun Pharma, GSFC, Balrampur Chini, and selective metal name, including the Jindal Steel. All these stocks are having potential to move by 5 to 10% on the upside.
Metal space is quite exciting, and despite what has happened in the market in the last 1 month, it's still fairly positive, almost 9-10% up for the metal index. Any names from the metal space that you'd like to flag off for our viewers?
Yeah, exactly. Nifty metal index is all set to give a major breakouts. It is already trading near to its lifetime high zone, trading near to its 5-month high. And technically speaking, it is forming a pole and flake price pattern on the monthly scale, which has super bullish momentum if this triggers out. So I don't know how will it happen due to any global reason, but the metal could give the breakouts, and in this breakout, further 10 to 12% upside cannot be ruled out. So if you talk about the name, we were quite bullish on the Hindalco, which already outperformed. But now I'll pick on the Jindal Steel. Jindal Steel has given a consolidation breakout of last around 10 to 12 months. Stock is trading near to highest level of last 9 years, post 2013. We have also already started to see the formation of high rise high lows. So one can look at support near to 460. And this time this rally can extend to us 520 in Jindal Steel. So if you compare the entire stocks in the metal, Jindal Steel will be the first trade. Apart from that, one can also look at the bottom out approach of NMDC or the outperformance approach of Hindalco in this name. So Jindal Steel followed by NMDC, another name, could be the preferred pick with hope of 10 to 12% uptick in metal in next leg of rally in the markets.
Oh, that's a fair amount of uptick that you're talking about. Let's hope that does play out despite what's going on in the market. But spike in raw material costs across the board, across different metals, commodities, crude oil, they've all been hurting the market sentiment a fair bit. In fact, cement sector, one of the biggest casualties of that. One of our viewers is also asking, is it a good time to invest in cement sector right now? And if yes, which stock can one look at?
See, your question is very right that we were worried from the global scenario. And because of the global scenario, we have seen a sharp cut in the market. Otherwise, our market were consolidating. If you look at the Nifty, still we could recover from the lower levels, but consolidating in a range from last 5 to 6 months. Now, if you talk about the cement name, underperformance is clearly visible. SEC already has seen some correction in the last month, has been moving in a range, not moving upwards. Ambuja Cement has seen huge short built up. So if weakness could persist, Ambuja Cement will be the one name where we can see a drip towards 275 kind of level. Apart from that, Ramco Cement is also witnessing some profit booking in the markets. So I'll look at the counter India Cement. And I think this stock has potential to outperform. Even after the sharp weakness in most of the cement, this stock is somehow holding the previous month low. And we have seen multiple times buying support near to 180 to 185 zone. So I believe if cement has to outperform, India Cement would be the one of the preferred name. Buy on any small decline with support near to 185. And this time you can see a rally towards 235. And this stock could see the outperformance in the entire cement. And if weakness persists, Ambuja Cement will be the laggards in the entire space.
What about OMCs? Of course, given the sharp rise in crude oil, OMCs have really been badly hit, and they're likely to be under pressure in terms of their financials, their fundamental performance. But going by stock-specific approach, any of the OMCs or oil and gas stocks at large that one can perhaps look to invest in, or is it a complete avoid right now given the oil price rise?
Yeah, so we are turning positive in this space, and trust me, we never like the trading move of HPCL and BPCL. But now the price formation is somehow interesting, and technically we believe some sort of positive price actions. If I look at all indicators along with the derivatives data, then I'm getting the early sign of bottom out approach in the counter. So HPCL will be one name. We have seen hidden divergence from the mechanical indicators along with the put writing activity and short covering. The stock is also placing well above its 50-day exponential moving average. So because of that, we have support near to 280 in Hindustan Petro, and this stock can move towards 320 levels. So HPCL would be the preferred name in oil and gas companies. And apart from that, one can also see the name like Reliance Industry. I think Reliance could see the positive momentum, and if Nifty has to move towards 17,000 or 17,200, this heavyweights name could do something better. However, it has seen good momentum in last 3-4 trading session, but multiple hurdles are visible near to 2420 to 2450. But the early symptoms of the price behavior indicates that the counter has potential to surpass these levels. So because of that, one can look at buying on Reliance with support of 2300, use any decline for buying, and look for a move towards 2550 kind of level. So HPCL and Reliance could be the two names where one can focus for immediate basis if you have to pick in oil and gas or refinery name in the markets.
Chandan, typically I know being a technical analyst, people ask you about short-term trades and intraday ideas and near-term bets. But for those of our viewers who want to stay invested in the market, let's say for another year or two, any good pockets that you would advise them to hold on to for the slightly medium to long haul?
Yeah, very right question, and that is required. And I believe that market is now trading at discount from the higher levels. Nifty hit the new lifetime high of 18,600, and we are near to now 16,600. So 2,000 points lower than the higher levels. So I think good discount is visible from the higher levels. However, some sort of consolidation could be seen for next couple of weeks or couple of months. But I think probably any panic from the current zone would be the buying opportunity, and one need to utilize or one need to go for the adding new portfolio. So definitely you can see the 10 to 15% kind of jump from the market, and I believe that futures would be better from the current levels if the price pattern in the data setup is concerned. So I'll prefer going long in the index part, and out of that counter like Reliance, Titan, Trent, Balrampur Chini, Sun Pharma, or L&T, or I can take one name from SBI. These could be 5 to 7 names which have potential to move by 10 to 15% along with the momentum in the market.
Okay, point taken. Lots of stocks are witnessing a fabulous rebound last couple of sessions, but today everybody was talking about what's happening with the stock of BSE. Anything you'd like to share, how it's looking technically?
Yeah, we like BSE, MCX, CDSL from last couple of days. The stock has really done a good momentum. Today it rallied towards good zone. However, some profit booking was seen from higher levels after hitting high of 28.68, but price structure is quite positive. If I look at the major trend setup, this breakout happened about 23.50, and if price pattern has to be considered, then any decline could be buying opportunity for a rally to us 3200 zone in the counter. So major trend is positive, huge trading volumes and the delivery volumes is visible in the stock. So buy on decline for a move to us 3000 3200 level in BSE Limited.
Okay, well, I hope our viewers are taking note of that it still looks good despite the recent run-up in prices. What about FMCG companies? Because a lot of fundamental analysts are a little wary right now of how things will pan out. Of course, over the long term, they do believe that demand will revive, things will pick up, and reopening has already started in the various pockets of economy. But short term, FMCG names, given the pain, of course, in the form of input prices, but on the technicals, what do they tell you? What do they look like?
Yes, as you rightly said, because of the raw material and the inflation part, all these stocks were underperforming. And recently we have seen sharp selling and built up of short in most of these FMCG names. And huge shorts were seen in counter like Hindustan Unilever, even stock like Dabur also witnessed sharp correction from higher levels. Nestle is also witnessing the profit booking and is still making lower top, lower bottom. So if you ask me to name from this space, first will be ITC. I know when I talk about ITC, the question is, will it move? But if you look at the comparative analysis, I believe this stock may not correct much, may provide the safety as well as some potential to move upside. Already the stock started to form higher top, higher bottom. It is support near to 225. And this time it is showing the sign of heading towards 255 kind of level. So I'm closely watching ITC for further 20 rupees. That means 7 to 8% rally. Second trade, I can go with Colgate Palmolive. The stock was in consolidating zone. Even after the sharp correction in the market, it was not falling below 1380 or 1400 zone. So multiple times the support was visible. And now on the weekly scale, we are giving a breakout above 15 weeks high of around 1450, 1470 zone. So because of this breakout, some sort of uptick could be seen, which can drive the move to us 1600 to 1620. So ITC and Colgate Palmolive will be two names if I have to pick from the FMCG space.
Wow, those are actually very unexpected names, especially ITC, given how it is a very slow mover, both upside and on the downside. But I know we've already touched upon Nifty Bank and Nifty, but we've been getting multiple requests from our viewers. So I'd like you to address that because they want to know what is the immediate resistance and support for both Nifty and Bank Nifty that our viewers can keep on their radar.
Yeah, exactly. The market likely to remain volatile for most part of the March series, because you can understand the India VIX, which was near to 15 to 18 zone, now near to 24, 26 zone. So the more than 50% or 75% higher VIX could continue to see the roller coaster ride in the market. And if you look at the Nifty, we are closely watching 16,666. I'm giving a precise number. Even when market was falling down, we were looking it to take some pause near to 16,066. And now also is near to 16,666 zone and flirting near to the same. So on immediate basis, I'll closely watch at 16,350 for buy on decline, and I'll look for a move towards 16,800 to 17,000. So these are the immediate trading range for the Nifty index. Now, if you talk about the Bank Nifty index, already I talked about the 33,333 as a major support. It recently formed a positive price pattern, used the decline with support of 33,333. Those who are looking for very intraday point of view can use the support near to 34,000 to place the bounce to us 35,200 marks.
Okay, all right. Want to understand, Chandan, what is typically the strategy that one should have when it comes to small and mid caps? Because yes, they do have a lot of potential to yield massive amount of returns, but they also have the scope to equally correct and equally fall from those massive highs that they tend to quickly climb.
Thank you. You already mentioned about the risk part into the mid cap compared to the heavyweights. And it is already advised that when market has corrected from the higher levels and when heavyweights stocks are trading at discount, it's better to be with the heavyweights, which may provide you margin of safety compared to the mid-cap name. But still, yes, we believe mid-cap stocks could do well. Here I have selected a couple of names which are already showing the outperformance. So one name could be the Balrampur Chini. I believe some sweetness could continue here. However, stock has seen the huge run up today, but still will use any small decline for a buying opportunity for a move towards 515, the Balrampur Chini. We like the trend. This stock can do well. A small follow up beyond 1200 could start the next leg of rally, which can continue to us 1450 level. So Balrampur Chini is there, trend is there. Apart from that, fertilizer name like Chambal fertilizer is showing the sign of strength. Recently, it formed a bullish head and shoulder pattern, and because of this, rally could drive to us 460 level. GNFC is also the name. So, like if you look at the GNFC, the strong momentum is clearly visible. Stock is continuously trading at new high territory, and recently it has given a multiple years breakout. So here, I think momentum could accelerate and can relate to a 777 kind of level. So GSFC, Balrampur Chini, Trent, and these are the couple of names where one can look. And apart from that, if you look at the IT name, I believe Tata Elxsi can do well. The stock is one of the strongest counter in the IT space. When entire IT was falling down, this stock could menace and forming the higher base. So here again, we can see a rally to us 8,000. So these are the couple of good names which are already having the strength and good concept comparatively. So margin of safety along with name of Midcap and momentum you can see in your portfolio.
All right then, since you mentioned IT, I want to just take one last question coming in from our viewer. He wants to know your view on heavyweight IT names, TechM, TCS and Infosys. Any of those that look good?
Yeah, actually, we liked LTTS, and recently we picked the bottom of the LTTS with the negation of lower highs, lower lows on the weekly. It surpasses 50 EMA and now it's given a consolidation breakout. So LTTS on radar for a move towards around 5200 level. But yes, you ask about the heavyweights name. So if I look at the Infosys, already Infosys are top pick in this month, and we have seen a rally of around 9 to 10%. So just wait for a small dip. Let it come near to 1780, 1800 zone and grab it towards 1950 level. So Infosys could be the one name, and apart from that, LTTS could continue to be on the positive side. And Tata Elxsi we discuss in Midcap or in other name in IT sector.
All right, Chandan, I mean, we could just go on talking about various stocks. I mean, the queries and the comments won't stop, but we'll have to wrap up the conversation because we're running out of time. Thank you so much for joining in once again and for talking to our viewers about a host of stocks, sectors and approach while investing and trading in the market in the current scenario. Pleasure having you on board, and thank you to all the viewers of Money Control for tuning in.
Thank you.